Okay, let's start the class. Graphical representation of motion we were studying. So here we have studied the position time graph for various types of motions, velocity time graph, and the acceleration time graph. Okay, now write a question. The velocity time graph is as shown. Velocity time graph as shown. Figure A, B, C and D. There are 4 figures. Okay, now from these figures you have to state whether the motion is in positive direction or in negative direction, and also state whether the acceleration is positive or negative. Try to do it. First figure. Okay, motion in the positive direction means this should be positive. Okay, like here, the velocity positive v-axis, it means the motion is in the positive direction. Negative y-axis means the motion will be in the negative direction. Acceleration positive means the velocity should be increasing. Acceleration negative means the velocity is decreasing. Hurry up, try to do it. You have to state whether the motion is positive or negative, in the positive direction or in the negative direction. And also state whether the acceleration is positive or negative. Yes, now here in the first figure, you see that velocity is along positive axis. It means the motion is along positive direction. Motion is in positive direction. Okay, now what about the acceleration? As the velocity is increasing with the time, so it means the acceleration is also positive. So the first graph states that the motion is in the positive direction and also the acceleration is positive. Second graph, this is positive v-axis. So the motion is in the positive direction. Motion in the positive direction. But as the velocity is decreasing with the time, so it means the acceleration is negative. Third figure. Okay, here you see that velocity is along negative x-axis, negative y-axis, negative v-axis. So the motion is in the negative direction. Okay, and what about the acceleration? The velocity is decreasing with the time, so the acceleration is also negative. Okay, in this graph, from 0 to t1 time and t1 to t2 time, try to do it. 0 to t1 time, motion is in the positive direction, but the acceleration is negative. Now find out from t1 to t2 time. Yes, 0 to t1 time, motion is along the positive direction. Okay, and what about the acceleration? Acceleration is negative. Why? Because the velocity is decreasing with the time. Okay, from t1 to t2, motion is in the negative direction. Motion in negative direction. And as the velocity is decreasing, so the acceleration is also negative. Okay, so motion in the positive or negative direction, you will see whether it is along positive y-axis or negative y-axis. Okay, and for the acceleration to be positive or negative, velocity is decreasing or increasing with the time. Is that clear? Okay, next write down free fall. Free fall. Free fall means a body which is falling freely under gravity. Okay, a body which is dropped from a height will be falling freely under gravity. Such, we call it as, such a motion we call it as free fall. And what will be the acceleration in this case? The acceleration will be produced due to the gravitational force, that is due to gravity. And such an acceleration we call it as acceleration due to gravity. So write the heading free fall. Written all this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now write down free fall. Write down a body falling freely under gravity. A body falling freely under gravity is said to be in free fall. Is said to be in free fall. Write down the acceleration produced in the body, the acceleration in the body is uniform, is constant. The acceleration in the body is constant and is termed as acceleration due to gravity. And is termed as acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so it is uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, it is uniformly accelerated motion. Now let's write the equations of motion for free fall. For freely falling object. Okay, now let us consider the sign convention. What sign convention will consider? Sign convention considered here is upward direction will be taken as positive, downward direction will be taken as negative. Sign convention considered upward direction like positive y-axis will be taken as positive and negative downward direction, this is upward, okay, and this is the downward direction. Now upward and downward will denote by these signs only. So downward direction will consider it to be negative. Okay, when a body is freely falling, the acceleration is acceleration due to gravity. Will it be positive or negative? The acceleration due to gravity is a vector quantity. It has got some magnitude 9.8 meter per second square and it has got a direction also. What is the direction? Direction is vertically downwards. Acceleration due to gravity is always acting in the downward direction. So this acceleration due to gravity, according to this sign convention which we have considered, the acceleration due to gravity will take it to be minus g. Okay. Now before dropping the object, what is its initial velocity? Before dropping any object, its initial velocity is 0. Okay, so now let's write the equations of motion for an object which is falling down under due to gravity. The first equation of motion is V is equal to U plus AT. Here U is 0. Before dropping, its initial velocity is 0 and acceleration is minus g. So the first equation is V is equal to 0 minus gt. Okay, the second equation, here the distance traveled will be equal to height. Okay, the s distance we call it as height. So the second equation of motion, s is equal to ut plus half at square, h is equal to ut half a is minus gt square. Whereas the third equation of motion is v square minus u square, u is 0, is equal to, g also will take it as negative minus g into s is the height. V square is equal to minus 2g into h. Okay, so these are the equations of motion for a freely falling object. Okay, so any object which is dropped in the downward direction, you will take its initial velocity to be 0. Okay, and final velocity will have some finite value. Some value it will be. Whereas a body which is thrown vertically upwards, for this initial velocity, because it is thrown with some velocity, so initial velocity is some finite value, and at the maximum height, you will take the final velocity to be 0. So when a body is dropped from a height, initial velocity will be taken 0. Final velocity will have some finite value. But when a body is thrown vertically upwards, initial velocity, some finite value will be there, and at the maximum height, the final velocity will be 0. Okay, these are the sign conventions which we have considered. Okay, not necessary to stick to these sign conventions. In numericals, this sign convention becomes very, very difficult. So in numericals, what we do? We'll take the acceleration due to gravity. If it is along the direction of motion, we take it to be positive. If it is opposite to the direction of motion, we'll take it to be negative. Okay, that is a easier sign convention used in the numericals. So in the numericals, what sign convention you will consider? We know that acceleration due to gravity is always acting in the downward direction. And here the motion is also, the motion of the object is in the downward direction. So here you will take g to be positive. Okay. Whereas in this case, we know that g is always acting in the downward direction. And the motion of the object is in the upward direction. So here you will take g to be negative. Here you will take g to be positive. Okay. This is a very easy sign convention which you can use it for numericals. Okay. But here, when we have studied this, we have considered the sign convention as upward direction positive, downward direction negative. Okay, like positive y-axis, minus y-axis. Okay, but for the numericals, you better use this sign convention. That is along the direction of motion, take g to be positive. Opposite to the direction of motion, take g to be negative. Okay, because we know that g is always acting in the downward direction. And when a body is thrown vertically upwards, then the motion is in the upward direction and g will be taken as negative. Okay. Now write a question. Written all this. Okay. This is for numericals. These points you can remember for the numericals. Okay. Otherwise, equations of motion, if you have to write, we'll consider this sign convention only. Okay, now write down. Write down plot xt graph, vt graph and at graph for freely falling object. For a freely falling object. Okay, taking the sign convention to be this one. Okay, taking upward direction positive, downward direction negative. Using this sign convention, plot the xt graph, vt graph and at graph for a freely falling object. Yes, hurry up, I give you 30 seconds. Okay, now here the motion is in the downward direction. xt, vt, at all will be in the negative axis. Why? Because the object is dropped from a height. Try to plot it, xt graph. It is uniformly accelerated motion. Try to plot xt, vt and acceleration time graph. Only draw the shapes of the graph. Why? Because the motion is in the downward direction. The body is falling freely under gravity. So xt graph, accelerated motion. So how will be the? It will be a curved line. Vt graph, again the motion is in the downward direction. So negative v axis you will take. Okay, and here the acceleration will be taken as negative y because it is acting in the downward direction, and it will be constant. For uniformly accelerated motion, we know that it is a straight line having a constant slope. Okay, whereas the acceleration time graph, it is constant, and how much is it? Minus 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, and the acceleration will be minus 9.8 meter. Okay, according to this sign convention we are plotting. Okay, the other sign convention, if you take, the graphs may be in the positive axis. So here the g is negative and is constant. Okay, here also the acceleration will be negative and the motion is in the negative axis. The same way, here also xt graph will be a curved line. Okay, these are the graphs for uniformly retarded motion or for uniformly accelerated motion we have already studied. Uniformly retarded motion curving downwards, and as the motion is in the downward direction, so x you will take it to be negative x axis. The same way vt graph in the negative v axis and constant retardation. Here the retardation is minus 9.8 meter per second square. Is it clear? Understood? Okay, then we'll proceed to the derivation of the equations of motion by graphical method. By calculus method we have already studied. Now by graphical method we have to study. Okay, note it down. Shall I rub the board?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, write down. Derivation of equations of motion by graphical method. Derivation of equations of motion by graphical method. By calculus method we have already studied. Now by graphical method. Write down. Write down, these equations are valid for uniformly accelerated motion. These equations are valid for uniformly accelerated motion. That is, the acceleration should be constant. These equations are valid for uniformly accelerated motion. That is, A is constant, acceleration is constant. Okay, if the acceleration is not constant, you cannot use these equations. Write down the velocity time graph. The velocity time graph for uniformly accelerated motion. The velocity time graph for uniformly accelerated motion is shown by AB line, is shown by AB line having a constant slope, having a constant slope. Okay, here initial velocity is not equal to 0. Okay, which graph we have considered whose initial velocity is not equal to 0? So here OA part is representing the initial velocity. Okay, so AB is the line for uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, these equations are valid only for a particle which is moving with a constant acceleration, uniform acceleration. That is, the motion is uniformly accelerated motion. So how is the VT graph? A straight line having a constant slope. Let us assume that the initial velocity is not zero. So how is the VT graph? AB line. Okay, from B, let us draw one perpendicular. Let this point is C, that this point is D. Okay, now the first equation of motion is V is equal to U plus AT. As you can see in this equation, acceleration is coming. So from the VT graph, how can you find out the acceleration? Acceleration is slope of AB line. Slope of AB line will give you the acceleration. If this angle is theta, what is the slope of AB line? Tan theta. And tan theta is equal to perpendicular upon base. Perpendicular is BC upon AC. So acceleration is BC upon AC. Now let's find out what is this BC equal to. B to D. This is what? This is the final velocity. C to D is equal to OA. So BC can be written as BD minus BC. Can we write like this? Upon AC. Okay, now what is this? BD equals to?
And BD minus CD. And BD minus CD.
Yes, correct. BD minus CD. Okay, correct. Okay, BD. This is what? This is the final velocity. That is V. And CD is equal to OA. And what is this OA equals to? Initial velocity. A to C is equal to O to D. AC is equal to OD. And what is this OD? This is the time. So cross multiply. A into T is equal to V minus U. That is V is equal to U plus AT. Is the first equation of motion. V is equal to U plus AT. So here we got the first equation of motion. Hurry up, note it down. Okay, these equations we have already derived in class 9th also graphically. Graphically we have derived in class 9th also. Okay, hurry up, note it down. Okay, written. Now the second equation of motion. Second equation of motion is S is equal to ut plus half at square. Okay, here S is coming. That is the distance traveled. And how do you find out the distance traveled from? VT graph, area covered under the line. So try to find out. Find the second equation of motion, derive it graphically. Okay, we know that the second equation of motion is S is equal to ut plus half at square. Yes, done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. The second equation is S is equal to ut plus half at square. Now let's derive this equation. Okay, here we are getting S. That is, we'll find out the distance traveled, and we know that distance from the VT graph is area under the AB line. Area under AB line, which is equal to area of triangle ABC plus area of rectangle OACD. Okay, and the area of triangle is half base into height, half AC into BC, plus area of rectangle is OA into OD, length into breadth. Okay, now what is this AC equal to? AC is equal to OD, and that is equal to T. BC is equal to BD minus CD. Okay, we have already in the first also we have seen BC is equal to BD minus CD. That is, it is equal to V minus U. Plus OA is the initial velocity and OD is the time. Now see, in this equation, V is not coming. So it means we have to eliminate this V, final velocity. From where will we eliminate? Using the first equation of motion, V is equal to U plus AT. So V minus U is equal to A into T. So substitute V minus U as A into T plus U into T. That is, S is equal to UT plus half AT square is the second equation of motion which we have derived. Okay, now the third equation is V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. Okay, this is homework. Okay, you will try it. Again, S is coming, so you will find out the area covered under the line. Now use the trapezium and find out the area. Or you can use this also. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow.